Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and this is a video I've been waiting on for a little while. I did have some inside info that I knew this individual was coming. Like I said earlier, there was going to be a major fitness YouTuber, one of the big names, who was going to be linked with this wellness, fitness, nutrition bust. So let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmithing, because it makes me look like a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus. Bonus points for anyone who knows that reference. And I'm going to work on skilling up my crafting a little bit while we talk about this. Alright. Apparently Johnny Bravo released his video this morning, and this is the final video he's doing on his documentary, because he is actually a documentary filmmaker. That's what he does. Something he's becoming more and more involved in. But he covered this because he had some inside info in a source. He's like, I've got an inside info in a source who's leaked some of this to me. About these people, what's going on with this Rashid's Iron Addicts Miami bust. And he released today his thing on Cali Muscle, who you guys know I have covered in the fake natty thing before. And you know what, guys? Johnny's out of this pretty much as far as what I understand. He has actually gotten some serious death threats over this series because of people involved. They're people with money. People who fancy themselves gangsters. I mean, selling steroids isn't that gangster, guys. But, you know, I digress. He's pretty much out of it, and he put out some good info. But today he did link the screenshot of Cali Muscle's order. Now, interestingly enough, it included no Dianabol. There was no D-ball in there, player. And I think that's because we know from Cali Muscle saying in the past that when he was offered D-ball in prison and he asked him, D-ball, what's that? They told him, it'll make you big, player. And he looked at them and said, I'm already big. What I need D-ball for? So he said he didn't take that when he was in prison. Stuck to his top ramen and tuna. But when we look over what's on that list, in this video, and I'll link the video down below. I very rarely link another channel's videos. But in this case, this is worth covering. I think we know what Cali Muscle's secret is now. See, because he doesn't need to get bigger. He's already big. He's just got to stay dry and shredded. So what you do, young blood, this is the Cali Muscle secret. You take that top ramen and tuna. You make your prison spread. Now you take the top ramen, you put the tuna on the top, and you put mustard on it. Then you crush up that Winstrel and that Anabar. You crush them up real good. You sprinkle them on top. Shit'll get you shredded as a motherfucker, son. Shredded as a motherfucker. That's what Cali Muscle will do. That's the Cali Muscle secret right there. There it is. It's not about that happy mud. You actually got to wonder what's in that happy mud. Now he says happy mud is instant coffee and Pepsi. You got to get that high fructose corn syrup and instant coffee, because this is healthy as fuck. And then you got to take that Winnie, crush that Winnie up and mix it in there, and then you drink that before you train. That'll give you energy. Give you energy, help you burn fat, gain muscle. Gotta pop the pecs while you do it. All like Chuck Basher. By the way, guys, you guys do know about Chuck Basher, right? Anyone who isn't aware of the fact, you know, it's really funny. You got Cali Muscle. He does talk about, you know, how he gets mad about people talking about the gay stuff in prison and everything. And he tells us stories about the transsexuals and everything getting killed with a knife. And all of this stuff, right? When he was in prison. In the penitentiary, as he terms it. But then you do a little bit of digging, and after he got out of the penitentiary, before he got big on YouTube and started making a lot of money doing this, he may have allegedly done some gay porn. For those unfamiliar with this, just Google the name Chuck Basher. It's not going to be safe for work, what you're going to find. But just check out the name Chuck Basher. All right, guys, but the joking aside with this is actually a big deal, because we do know from this that there are apparently a lot of other big names in the industry on there. The thing is, what's scary is that no one who looks at any of this objectively honestly thinks that Cali Muscle's natural. No one who looks at this honestly thinks Mike Rashid is natural. That's not even his real name, by the way. But no one thinks these guys are natural. They've got a few fanboys who think that they're natural. And it's scary that they've got those dedicated fans. You know, and I can understand looking up to someone. You know, someone does things that you respect. They maybe have an image you respect, a message you respect. Maybe you respect the amount of muscle they have. And that's okay to respect other people. But when you have so much respect for other people that they can tell you that they don't use any drugs, when it's very, very clear that it is impossible for a human being to look like they look without hefty doses of drugs, hefty doses of anabolic chicken, creatin and waay protons, when it's very blaringly obvious that people will still defend them. And it's really scary that people can be that big of fanboys to someone that they will throw away their reason, their common sense, their ability to think. That's the scary part, that people will be such big fans of people, of anybody, I don't care who it is, to be such a big fan of anybody that you will actually defend the undefendable, that you will throw away 100% of your critical thinking skills. I mean, it's one thing if something is slightly unbelievable. I mean, there are things that are slightly unbelievable that are true, plenty of things that could be, you know, on the verge of unbelievable but true, but there are people out there who do unusual things or done amazing things. It does happen. But when it's clearly impossible, I mean, when you look at someone like Cali Muscle, if you really and truly believe that where he's at that there's any way it's even remotely fucking imaginable that someone could be where he is and have his body composition and size, even on very low doses of gear, let alone natural, you are either extremely ignorant about training and lifting, extremely ignorant. And a lot of beginners are. A lot of beginners are ignorant, and that's okay. You learn as you progress in life and different things that you do, and it's okay to be ignorant when you start. But to be willfully ignorant when you've been around this game a little while, to still believe that and defend someone because you're a fan, when it's very clearly impossible, not just, okay, maybe not, sounds a little crazy to me, a little fishy. There's a difference between that and there's no fucking way. Because there is no way. It's not even remotely believable. Like, no reasonable person who's been around lifting for a few years could honestly still think that. Unless they're just that delusional in their worship of someone as a fan. And it is crazy that these people get these followings and do this. And I'm not knocking the fact that the guy has a following. You know what? The guy's entertaining. He is in certain ways larger than life. He puts out a larger than life image. It's understandable that he's going to have a following. A guy's lived a slightly different life than a lot of people. People like that can build followings. That happens. That's not unusual. The problem is when people really believe really stupid shit. And they'll defend someone on really stupid shit because they become such a big fan of someone. No one is better off for that. It only makes you sound ignorant. It makes you look ignorant. And in reality, it can make you ignorant, because then you start believing the impossible. All right? And believing the impossible, contrary to what many people out there say, isn't how you achieve the impossible. Believing in the impossible is how you end up being very, very, very disappointed in your life and your goals. And that's why this needs to be addressed, and that's why it needs to be understood. And hopefully all of this coming out will make a difference. As more of the information comes out, more of the stuff from all the legal case around all this comes out, people will get a better idea of what's going on inside the YouTube fitness community and the fitness community with all these people who are claiming to be natural, but then they're all associated in one way or another with a massive, wide-scale anabolic steroid ring. And you know what, guys? And it's just about finding the truth of all of it. Sometimes it's stuff that should just be obvious to everyone, but what should be obvious to everyone isn't always obvious to young, naive, impressionable fans. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.